So, die grüne Jugend möchte unsere Haustiere abnehmen. Da habe ich noch was über zu sagen gleich. Und Merz geht nicht zum Papst. Der Trauerfeier vom Papst. Das ist aber komisch, finde ich. Und dann gibt es auch noch irgendwas anderes. Ach ja, der Kabinett von Merz. Die Poste sind jetzt raus und das wird besprochen. Scheißegal. Das ist alles Gleiche. Anyway. That's what today is going to bring. So it's only Monday, and I already heard, I think the chef of the Green Youth, the Grüne Jugend, on an interview said that he thinks that the unnecessary keeping of animals should be forbidden. So these people are telling you what they are, okay? Now, I don't think that the Green Party is going to get back into serious power for a long time. At least I would hope not. But everybody out there, before you vote Green again, just remember what these people are actually wanting to do. They want to deindustrialize the country. They want to make you poorer. And now they want to come for your pets. And let me tell y'all something. All right? Let me tell you something. I have a bulldog. I've had bulldogs for many years. They're my favorite dogs, right? Odin is, to me, more important than for most people their own children. So I tell the Grüne Jugendchef one thing. Come and get him. All right? Come and get him. See what happens. Because I'll tell you what, you're not going to get him. Okay? And I don't think I'm the only person in Germany that's going to take that kind of stance. If you come for my dog, we're going to have a serious fucking problem for which the consequences might be, for me, very bad, but I'm willing to suffer them if necessary. Okay? You're not taking my dog, so let's forget about that. But the reason why I brought it up is because it just shows you how utterly insane these people are. But we know that, so we don't have to make up a bunch of other examples. Just the fact that they want to come for your pets, right? And they don't want you to have pets, right? That should be enough for everybody to say, okay, fuck these people. They're never getting power again. They're dangerous. The left is dangerous. The Greens are part of the left, right? It's all one big, giant, insane ideological orgy. They're all the same shit, right? That's why, going to the next subject, before we do, I want to ask you guys to please repost, like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is you're doing on whatever platform it is to help my videos get out to a couple more people. Do all those things. Cost you no money and it helps me out a lot. So comment below, do a repost, do a retweet, whatever it is that's going on. Like it, subscribe. And the best place to go to get all of my content, including my articles, is my Substack. You see it on the screen there. It's allaboutlogic.substack.com. There you get all the content. Nothing gets banned, nothing gets removed, nothing gets taken down. And you get all the content delivered directly to your email inbox once it comes out. If you're subscribed, you can do it for free, or you can do it for $5 a month in order to support me. So thanks for that if you do it. All right, so it's Monday the 28th of April, 2025. This is the Insanity Report for Germany for today. And it almost doesn't get any crazier, right? The Green Nazis, instead of rounding up people for gas chambers, like they accuse everybody else, the AfD, the whole world, everybody's right-wing Nazis, everybody's crazy. They accuse all these people of doing all these things. No, they don't want to take people to gas chambers, but they want to take your pets and load them up into gas chambers. Because they feel like they're basically a waste of CO2, right? Which is crazy, right? These people are nuts. They're insane. Okay? They're insane and should never get power again. Just that simple. The second thing I wanted to talk about, right, is even news. Like, I know a lot of you guys watch news, NIUS news online. They're probably the most reliable source of world news, or German news for sure, that there is, because you can't trust any of the mainstream media or the state propaganda. So they're good ones to watch. But even them, sometimes I'm like, these people they're still so squishy, right? Because today they were talking about the new cabinet positions for the Merz government, and they sound like upbeat. Oh, this is actually a good pick, and listen, let me tell y'all something. Neos is still a little bit, what would you say, naive, it looks like. They still think that the CDU, together with the SPD, is going to do anything to better this country. They still have some sort of glimmer of hope, right? Because they're saying, oh, this cabinet pick's okay, and that one's actually pretty good. And it was, well, yeah, they're probably all better. Oh, they're better than the ones we had with the UMPL. Guys, don't you guys get it yet? It's all the same incestuous bullshit. They're all globalists. They're all leftists. They're all on the same team. They don't see each other as adversaries. They're on the same team against Die Rechte. That's what it is. That's all they care about. Because the CDU doesn't give a shit about doing anything that they promise. Because the thing is, they don't want to get elected to do stuff for the public. They want to get elected to be able to form a bulwark against the AfD and the right. They think they're doing the morally correct thing by keeping the AfD Nazis out of power. But they're the Nazis, right? I keep saying this over and over again. The left are the Nazis. Merz, they're the Nazis, okay? They're the ones acting like Nazis. They're the ones trying to impose Nazi-like rules on the rest of the public. They're the ones that are acting like the Nazis. They are the bad ones, right? The AfD is on the right side. These other establishment people are on the wrong side. It's just that simple. And it makes me a little bit, depressed to see even the NIAS guys up there, still exhibiting some form of hope or trust that, because the picks in the cabinet might be good. They're not going to be good because they all serve the same master, right? And that master is power. We want power above all else. We will drown our own fucking grandmas to get it. And they have made that absolutely clear. So please don't think that that's why I don't even know who the cabinet picks are. I don't care. To me, this government that's coming in Germany right now is a big ball of lies. It's all bullshit. These people are completely illegitimate. Most of the people that are getting power there didn't earn it by election at all. As a matter of fact, they lost the election and are still getting seats in the highest places of power. It's amazing how this works. You know what I'm saying? For me, as an Ausländer, all right, this way of democracy is insane. It totally makes no sense. It's the most corrupt, crazy-looking system I've ever seen. You know what I mean? I think even I think the elections in Russia probably go more realistic and better. You know what I'm saying? I think you can trust their elections more than you can trust these ones. Because the fact is, you can't have the loser of the election as the second highest in command in power. That's insane. That's insane. It's crazy. I mean, Jesus. You can have it when you only have two parties, But we have a whole bunch of parties, one of which is the AfD, which actually won second place, right? They won second place through election, and they don't get a seat at the table at all. What the fuck's up with that's crazy. That's crazy. And then, so, okay, that's crazy, right? It doesn't matter who's going to be in the cabinet. It doesn't matter how these fucking illegitimate losers form their government. Who cares? They're going to do what they want to do. There's going to be very little we can do to stop them from doing any of that shit unless we actually take radical steps as a citizenry to stop them, which I don't see the majority of Germany doing. So we basically are just going to have to sit back and watch them crash and burn. That's what they're going to do. It doesn't matter who fills the cabinet. They're all slaves to the same master of power. That's all they care about. And so that the idea that anything at all is going to change to our benefit as citizens in this country is completely ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's completely ridiculous. Why would you think that? What has given anybody the idea to think that way? What has given anybody the idea? Huh? What have they done that makes you think that they're going to do anything to benefit this country? I don't think they've done anything. They've said a bunch of shit that they just basically backed out on the day the election came up. You know what I'm saying? The day of the election, they backed out on all their promises. So, and they haven't done anything, and they're not going to do anything. It doesn't matter who fills the cabinet. So NIAS guys, don't want to rag on you guys too much, but really, you're naive to think that these people are going to make any difference at all. These are dyed-in-the-wool politicians that care about only power, and they've proven that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's about time that the German people see that for what it is. And it looks like that's what's happening because the AfD is currently number one. Okay? Currently number one. That's pretty goddamn good. They're just sitting there. They're not even doing anything. You know what I'm saying? They're doing what I'm telling you guys we got to do. We have to sit back, wait, watch this government crash and burn, fuck itself completely, and then make sure that the AfD gets the majority in government next time that it's time to vote. That's what we got to do. That's the plan, right? It's the only plan we got. So let's enjoy watching them fucking crash. You know what I mean? The problem a little bit is we're going to have to probably feel a lot of pain for during this crash. But look, it apparently is the only way. It's got to really hurt most of the German citizens before the German citizens actually take action and vote the right way. So that's what we got to wait for. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. Let's wait it out. Hopefully we all survive it monetarily, like with money. You know what I'm saying? As expensive as things are getting, I don't know. It's iffy. But what can we do? You know what I'm saying? What can we do except for make the right choice next time? Germans, make the right choice next time. Very important. Let's just hope that next time comes sooner rather than later. The third thing I wanted to talk about, which I think is kind of weird, Merz is the leader of the CDU. I thought that the CDU had something to do with Christianity and religion, and you would think that that a party that has like religion in its name, right? And then the leader of that party, you would think that they would go and visit the burial of the Pope, you know? But see, that's the thing. Merz is not worried about religion. He's not worried about the Christian part. He's not worried about the democracy part. He's worried about the union part, and he's worried about the part that gives him power. So, the Christliche Demokratische Union, Merz doesn't care about the first two letters. It's basically the union that's going to bring him to the seat in the chancellorship. That's all he gives a fuck about, because otherwise he would have gone. Why didn't he go? You know, that's weird. Why didn't he go? I think maybe, you know, my guess is he knew Trump was going to be there, right? And he knew that Trump is probably not one of his biggest fans. And he didn't want to have to talk to Trump. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to avoid that like the plague. Because if he wasn't, and he knows he's going to be in the chancellor's seat, why isn't he already calling Trump about the tariffs and say, yo, Trump, boss man, what up? Let's make a deal. Trump, let's do it. No, he's trying to avoid him and hide behind corrupt-ass Ursula von der Leyen, who nobody elected to do a fucking thing, you know what I'm saying, who should be in jail, you know what I mean? Now, she's going to decide for Germany what's going to happen with Trump and the tariffs. Oh, good choice, yeah. She's made a lot of great choices in the time she's been there, so, yeah, with all the reason to trust her, right? Isn't she still being investigated for corruption? When is that investigation going to be over? When are we going to see her in handcuffs? Probably never, because she's one of the chosen ones, people, right? The chosen ones that do not give a fuck about democracy, right? They're not worried about democracy, okay? At all. You know, that's why Friedrich Merz didn't go. You know, he was probably worried about having to talk to Trump. And he's like, yeah, the Christianity part and the Pope shit, and fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. He's not too worried about that. So I find that kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm not religious. I don't believe at all in religion at all. I don't believe in any ideology. I hate ideology. But if people want to practice that for themselves and that's up to them, you do you. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. I have religious friends. You know, I have family members who are religious. No problem for me, right? But it just seems odd to me that when people try to fly their flag under the banner of Christianity, like the CDU party does, then it seems weird to me that the leader of the CDU party doesn't go to the burial of the most important religious figure on their side. That seems real weird to me, and pretty, you know, not that religious, are you? You know, I get it why regular people don't go, because it costs too much money, and you know I get it. But this guy, Friedrich Merz, could have gone for free on our money. We could have paid for him to go, because that's what we do with everything they do. You know what I'm saying? Every time they set their foot on a plane or go dick around in the World Economic Forum, we have to pay that shit anyway. So he could have just done that. Wouldn't have cost him any money. No. Not Friedrich Merz. He's too good for that. So not so Christian after all, huh, Friedrich Merz? I found that kind of weird and hilarious at the same time. So there you go, guys. A great opening to the week. They want to come for the pets next, right? And Friedrich Merz and all of these CDU people are basically hypocritical losers that are tyrants for power. And we knew that. And we found out that Merz is really not as religious as he probably should be for being the leader of the Christian Democrats. Okay. All right, guys. That's it for me for today. Have an awesome Monday. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the Insanity Report for Germany. Peace out.